Today's episode brought to you by Liquid Death. God, kill it. Today's guests are, they're those frontline tongue ninjas, baby. You know what I'm saying? These guys are, they're the senseis of selling. They're a father and son duo from San Marcos, Texas. They work in a business that I know nothing about, but I'm very curious to learn. Today's guests, we are very honored to have in studio. It is Cameron and his father, Spanky Nichols, and they are Auctioneers.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it just for you.
Nashville's a cool spot, man. First time here.
Is it your first time here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
My
cool.
first time too.
Okay.
Very cool spot.
So, and you've been sober ever since?
No, I haven't been sober ever since. I've had a couple relapses here and there.
Well,
But
every day's a work in progress.
yeah, it really is, dude. I'm grateful just to have each new day, and just try to have a good attitude when I get up.
Right.
Yeah.
If I can start out decent, I usually do pretty well.
Yeah.
It's when I start out on...
Trick, yeah.
So you don't want to go have a drink with me later?
Probably not, man. I'll watch you drink, dude. Hell, I'll buy you some steroids, dude, if you want. We used to do a good bit of, one of my buddies one night, I was doing some touring somewhere, and he's like 3 a.m. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to get some drugs, Give me some money. And I was like, all right, I'm not going out there to get them, but I'll, you know what I'm saying? I'll be a part of it. Fiscally, I'll be involved, yeah.
Right.
So I give him some money, and then he comes back like 2 hours later, man. He had steroids on him. He's like, let's party. And he had injectable steroids, man. I said, well,
Ooh,
it takes 2 weeks to get in your system.
Yeah.
So even if we do them right now, we got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to get a gym membership, and then you and I got to meet back up in a couple weeks. So
This wasn't a good idea.
we decided not to.
Funny story, though.
I'm sitting here with Cam and Spanky, and you guys are auctioneer men, right?
That is
Right.
correct.
And is that a safe term? What is the term to reference somebody that does auction?
Auctioneer.
It's it.
Yes, sir.
The
Auctioneer.
old school term would be colonel.
Colonel.
Really?
In World War One, the colonels, when they got done with all the equipment, they were the ones that sold the equipment. So they labeled auctioneers as colonels.
Horses, too.
Oh, really? So
They had to get him to listen to him, so they gave him the title colonel.
just so to get the men to listen to him, they gave him the title colonel. So then the men had to listen. And so at the end of like a battle or something or a war, sometimes the colonel would auction off the gear.
I think so.
To my understanding, yes.
Horses and gear, yeah. So technically, we are colonels.
Okay. And so
I think technically.
and you guys, so Spanky, you got into it first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so how did that occur? How did someone become an auctioneer?
It's really it's a family passed down trait.
It's tough to get into.
It's really tough to break into. Like they'll tell you 5% of every graduating auctioneer class, only 5% ever pursue it and make a living at doing it.
And is that is it because it's a family business? Like it's hard. You
It's
almost
not
have to have
necessarily
little
a
bit
family business, but it's more so of with anything. It's who you know versus what you know.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's everything. I mean, and even actually I know in Louisiana, there's a lot of barge captains and stuff like that, and that business, tugboat captains.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is a familial business. I mean, if your grandfather, you can literally get grandfathered into it.
Right.
And that's and they're always going to court over that, over trying to like adjust the way people can get into that. So Spanky, take me into how you get into it. So
My father graduated Missouri Auction School in 1974.
Oh, wow.
And he's had auto auctions my whole life, owned auto auctions my whole life. And so, I was working the ring, which they say the ring is the floor, taking bids.
Where the bidders are.
The floor bidders.
Okay.
I was working the ring as young as 10, 11, 12 years old.
okay, and when you're in the ring, what is that like? So the ring is the floor where
The arena and working the crowd.
Okay.
Working the people that are attending the auction there, buying and bidding. You're taking their bids and turning them into the auctioneer.
Auctioneers up on a block.
Okay.
At that time would have been my dad. We've done anything from tool sales to car sales. Mainly, my dad has owned auto auctions my whole life.
Wow. So, do you remember, like, so as a ring person, were there some like, was that harder than being actually the big boss?
No, not at all.
You don't have to count. You just have to.
You don't have to count. You just got to turn bids in. I mean, yep. And every time you yep, I mean, you're
Auctioneer
going up.
goes up.
The auctioneer is going up 100 or whatever increments he's counting.
Okay, so what determines and what determines how you count? Like how the auctioneer sets the increments? What
How
determines
fast the crowd is bidding.
Right.
Okay.
And also there's a floor, so like there's a reserve. So if you're like $10,000, you count in 250s or 100s, and if you're like in
Whatever the-
$200 or $300, it's 50s sometimes.
Okay,
Whatever the crowd will allow you to do.
Right.
Okay, and what are some of the things as you're okay? So you get out of the ring and you end up becoming the auctioneer.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have to go to school for that? Like, and you went to Missouri
Auction school.
Auction School, the same one you went to, Cam?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Same one my dad went to.
Okay, and how many? Like, is there like how big was your class?
I think there was like 50 of us. Yeah, for that year.
And is that pretty competitive? I mean, that seems like a competitive, like you're just
The business is.
sharpening your tongue before
Yeah.
class. Like it's
Yeah, the business is the school.
You don't come out of auction school as an auctioneer.
No.
You come out of auction school with the ability to practice and learn to become an auctioneer.
Takes years after school.
Takes
to actually
years
get it.
after. I will say that Cameron has become the fastest auction, not just because of my son, but it comes natural to him.
right.
I have to work a lot harder at it. He's a lot more natural at it, really, than a lot of people I've ever seen.
And what makes him? What are some of those kind of natural abilities that make someone have an easier walk with auctioning?
Just breathing. He just came real natural to him. Breathing. He learned counting, and he's a real sharp guy. On top of, aside from auctioneering, and that's memory is a lot of auctioneering. I mean, you got to stay on track with your numbers and not miss numbers and counting that at that rapid speed. It takes a good memory, and he has that.
What do you think? Like, there's some because I can almost relate to you there, Spanky, when you're saying like I don't know. The pressure would max me out, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'd be on Dilaudid or something. I'd be on, you know what I'm saying? I'd be calling Big Pharma. I would need, like, I think the pressure, like, even just in the moment of the, like,
It's like a
and
circus.
keeping the tablature in my head, worried I was going to upset people.
Well, there's a lot going on when you're up there auctioneering and selling cars at 30, 40 seconds every car. I mean, you're and nowadays with COVID, you don't have a guy sitting over here talking to you necessarily, or sometimes you do. That's a luxury. Sometimes he's in the computer, and so you're watching the computer, you're watching the crowd, you're watching another screen for online bidders. So you're watching
Doing like
everything at
7
the same
jobs.
time.
Wow.
And you're trying not to piss off 8 or 10 people at one time and keep the whole entire crowd happy. And I mean, there's a lot going on when you're up there.
Cam, what would you say is there a moment in the bidding process what's the toughest moment for an auctioneer as the bidding really gets heightened out? Or is it in the beginning? Like,
It's in the beginning, finding
take me
the
on some
money.
of the journey through when you start an item. Take
So
me through that.
the car rolls in, or the item or whatever you're selling.
And who brings it in? Is it women usually?
Yeah, usually. No, it's just random people. They just get these drivers in.
Oh, damn. I
And
feel like you put a
They're
beautiful
yeah,
little bird
they're
up
temp
next to a
workers.
blender. I'll buy it.
helps.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
For sure, it
yeah.
will help.
I'll buy a used vacuum if she's nice. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's gone by the wayside.
Really? Because
Yeah, they're all temp drivers.
Well, you got to be politically correct nowadays and give everybody an opportunity.
Right. But if some man walks out there with a blender, dude, he can keep it.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're giving people opportunity, but you're not really, you're not going to push my buttons, I don't think, as well. Like,
Right.
when I was growing up, my mom used to deliver these magazines called News on Wheels. And it was a magazine that had pictures of like women, like semi-lewd women kind of laying on the hood of it was usually like a, not T-Mobile, what am I thinking of?
Primeco.
it's like a T-Mobile T-top car.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And so like a Corvette or something, something that had a pack of Winstons in the dashboard. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Yeah, some old and so they would always have some lady
T-top.
laying on the front.
Oh, yeah.
And it would just be, and that would help sell the car.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
That's advertising, marketing.
Yeah, it was advertising.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of sexist now.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. I mean, I get it, but also
We used to have like Hooters girls come and serve wings and stuff at our auction.
Okay, so
Free
there's a
beer.
little bit of like
Used to be back in
catering
the
to the
day.
men.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt you, Cam. So take me through some of that. What's that like, man? Once you get the item, so do they always wheel the item out?
Yeah, the car will come in, so it's like a huge barn with like big bay doors, and there's 18 lanes. There's 4 to 18 lanes depending on what auction we're working, and they just drive the cars through. The car sits
Now,
there.
lanes. When you say that, what does that mean? I know a
like
lane is a straight.
a bay.
Okay.
So like a big garage.
Okay.
So like if you were to take this garage door and open it up over here, it just goes through. Auctioneers in the middle, and you got the ring right there.
Okay.
And the car will roll up, and it sits there for until we find money on it, which is basically you get a bid.
Okay.
I'd say the toughest part is probably just finding the money, but it's also the easiest too, because you can just drop it really low and go.
Okay, so a car rolls in, right? Mm-hmm. And do you start the bidding or the audience starts the bidding?
We start the bidding, so we look at our computer, or if we have a rep next to us, there'll be a reserve or a floor what that dealer needs for that car.
Okay.
So we usually start it around there, give or take, and then from there we find the money, and then we go up and get some excitement, and bids roll in.
Now, usually in that beginning moment, do you see people kind of talk to their friends?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
kinda
We
looking
read
and stuff
people.
like-
We read
okay.
people for
yes.
Yeah, so if you
And
see
they're
somebody,
waiting, and I didn't mean to interrupt, but they're waiting for you to drop back,
Oh, yeah.
back, and so you're
Okay.
fishing.
They
you're
wanna see it
fishing for
cheap.
money,
I
yeah.
see.
and
so you just drop down in numbers.
So who are you working for, the seller or the bidders, or are you working for both?
We're working for the auction, but we really work for the seller.
Okay.
In this, because we're selling his merchandise,
Understood.
his inventory.
Do you get a percentage of the sale of what's sold?
We wish.
we wish.
We get flat rate day labor pretty much.
Okay.
Flat rate. Now, if you were to put on the auction, like my grandpa owned the auction, of course he got a buy fee and a sell fee.
Right.
So he would get percent.
Okay.
But as an auctioneer, we're just independent contractors.
Man, because that makes you really wonder if you had like Bruce Buffer or something in there from the UFC or something, or you had, it's time,
Yeah.
Like if you had somebody that had that golden throat on them, it might be,
Golden.
would they get a little extra?
That's passion.
Yeah.
That's what I call passion. I mean, that's what I do every day because I'm passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
And yes, I get paid well for doing it, but I do it I do it because I love to do it, and it's fun to me.
It's fun. It's never
Okay.
the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's different every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so that item gets up there. You got the item going now. You started to kind of lower the money enough and monitor the crowd where I guess you're taking this, you get a vibe of an audience. Same as a comedian. After a while,
Right,
you can kind
right.
of tell where things are happening.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
reading people.
You
Yeah.
really can, man. And it's weird. You can almost read a group of people.
Right.
You can almost feel little things of energy.
Oh, yeah.
So you're reading people, you get a bid, right?
Right.
All right, you get that first bid, then where do you go from there?
You start going up.
Okay.
Yeah, you look for the second one,
And now what if do you notice if people are feeling too pressure? Like I'm a nervous bidder, so I
Yeah.
would probably.
Oh, yeah, we read you.
It would be hard for me to like make that choice. Do you slow down the verbiage and slow it down?
Yeah, or speed it up, and then they get nervous and bid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do that, bro.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, man. I'll lose a damn wife like that. Have you seen somebody make a bid and you almost
yeah.
felt bad for them?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But we're not there to babysit.
Yeah, we're there to sell the cars.
We're there to sell cars, and
We want to make sure everyone's happy, but I feel like if you don't piss somebody off, you're probably not doing a good job.
you didn't have a good auction.
Yeah.
Wow. So
If
you like
someone's
getting that-
not upset, you didn't have a good auction.
Really?
From one side,
Right.
Or
One
the
side
other.
or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the schooling like? Take me through some of the auctioneer schooling, and what are you doing there? Is there
A lot
like
of
You go in there and chant every day. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter.
Tongue
if
twisters.
I had a bitter batter in my just tongue twisters all day
And
long
learn how
for
to
10 hours a
breathe.
day.
Learn how to
Learn how to
breathe.
breathe.
that would be a hard one?
Yeah, for 10 hours a day for 10 days. So it's not too bad.
Oh, I've breathed my whole life, but I couldn't imagine if I had to really section it off like that, it might get a little hairy. But what about take me through a couple of those? Yeah, because everybody knew that growing up, like she sells by the seashore.
Yeah. So you try to get your brain to think
before you speak.
which is, you think that's normal, but when you're going that fast, That's what the school really does. It's like teach your brain to get up to that speed, essentially.
Okay.
Along with your mouth, but.
So take me through one of them if you remember them.
Betty bought her bought some butter, but she said it's butter bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'd make my batter bitter. So she bought a bit of butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter better. So it's better. Betty bought her bought a bit of butter.
Dang.
I used to be able to do it a lot faster, but I don't practice the tongue twisters anymore.
Right.
You're past that.
In school, man, you could fly through it.
And so you take that, you get these lessons, then you go back to class, and are you doing them in front of the other students?
Yeah, we do them as a group, so everyone would stand up. Let's do Betty Bonner, and we do that.
Let's do Tommy and Tatimus.
Yeah.
Climb 2 trees, Tommy and Tatimus. I don't even remember.
Yeah, something like that. Tommy and Tatimus took 2 tees, climb to the top of 2 tall trees, something along those lines. And then rubber baby buggy bumper.
Oh, yeah, rubber baby buggy bumpers, yeah.
That one's tough. I don't care who you are.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Now, is there a type, do some people put a little oil in their mouth or something before the deal?
Cough drops.
Cough drop.
Grease that wand, you know what
I'm
I'm
a big
saying?
cough drop guy.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll ride that lozenge, Daddy. I feel that.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering
But it clears your nasal out, you know what I mean? It helps you breathe.
Yeah. I
Helps
do
you
like
breathe.
that.
And keeps your throat slick.
Yeah, I like that.
Slick throat.
That's key, huh? Is it?
Yeah,
in my
absolutely.
bag,
You can lose
when
your
I go to
voice.
work, in my bag is my microphone and about 8 or 10 cough drops.
I about lost my voice on Tuesday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What were you guys selling?
Cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
We primarily do cars every day. I mean, that's...
And that world's growing. I mean, I feel like the car auction, like I have friends, like I don't know if I just have friends that have some money now or something, but I got friends sometimes, then like I'll go over to their house, like, yeah, just buying a car on my phone, sight unseen. I see a lot of people buying stuff online. Has the online business diminished you guys' business?
It's on its way.
It's working on it.
Yeah. For sure. There's these
Luckily though, there's enough independent owners that we work for that believe in the old fashioned, the touch it, feel it, smell it, come put your hands on it, cater, service, Hooter girls, food trucks, stuff like that will keep the business alive.
Right, the experience.
Yeah, these are like independent,
Right, the independent owners.
mom and pop sales potentially, smaller ones, but they're still pretty big. And then you have the big corporate sales. I think that's the way that they're going though.
And so do you guys is there another, what's kind of like out to pasture for an auctioneer? Because if you're a comedian, sometimes you'll see a comedian end up doing a little magic, And we're not saying that they put him out to pasture, but that's kind of like, it's kind of it's the elevator down kind of from the career a little bit. Oh, he's doing magic over there, which is fine. No, I mean, magicians are comedians' arch nemesis. That's always been the thing.
Right.
You'll see them talk shit a lot and really hate each other as much as they can, but not say it. But is there a side hustle that the skill of auctioneering kind of like lends itself to afterwards or alongside of it?
Well, in my deal and his deal, he does real estate on the side, and I play with cars. I mean, you
have a lot of free time after these auctions too. We get done, so we start at like 9. We get done at like 11:30 or noon. So we have the rest of the day.
Okay.
And so we work 3 to 4 days a week, and that's it. And then we have just a ton of extra time.
And is there reasons that auctions take place in the morning? Is there something to that?
Because the dealers have other things to do in the afternoons.
Right.
Now, there are other auctions that take place
too.
in the afternoons and at night. There's some night auctions that cater to the mom and pop car dealers, the note dealers that can't be there in the morning because they're attending to their car lots. And so they'll have a night sale.
Oh, yeah, those
and
are
they're
fun.
usually a smaller, and they're usually a more fun atmosphere.
Night's fun.
Yeah.
They'll have coolers full of beer out there for them, and then they get drunk and buy shit that they
They're like, I bought that?
didn't even buy.
And they'll sell shit too that they like. I sold that. That's cheap.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh yeah. That's
I
how we
can
used
see
to
that.
do
Yeah,
it.
it's funny when you put a little bit of liquor in there. The differences that can happen. Even I've just been to like, sometimes somebody take you to a golf dinner or one of those things where rich people are playing golf. And then you buy, Drew Brees signed football or something, or they got some damn Reggie Wayne like cooking, utensils or something, and people will buy them
for $10,500.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's
$10,000.
It's funny to see. Sometimes it's just rich people trying to show off.
Oh yeah, we do some galas.
Well, and that's a tax deduction too.
Yeah, we do some
Is
big
it?
galas.
Oh, it's true, huh?
That's what they're doing.
They're donating.
I see. So what type of event, What do you do to prepare before an auction? Like, is there kind of a series of things you go through, or at this point, is it kind of just by rote, kind of?
At this point, it's really, really natural for me and probably him too. I mean, he's been doing it 10 years, and I've been at 3 to 6 auto auctions a week for the last 25 years of my life.
Okay.
Every week. So it's pretty natural.
Yeah, we just kind of show up. We don't know what the inventory is until it kind of rolls through the door. We show up, we have a meeting, and then with the auction crew and the staff, and then we check our sound system, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like a sound check kind of.
Yeah, sound check, and then the cars roll through, and everything we need's on the screen, and we just sell them.
Now, do you get a lot of, who are the type of people that buy a lot of things? Is it a lot of like, do you see a lot of the same type of collectors go to different events? Is it a lot of like celebrities and rich people? Is it just the lovers of automobiles? What type of people are bidding on stuff?
Normal dealers, just car dealers.
We mainly work dealer-only auto auctions.
Oh,
so
really?
So we see the same dealers.
So we see the same
week.
dealers. So, like, I could show you video clips in my phone where I'm calling out people by name. Hey, hey, Glenn, do you need this? Hey, Hector. Hey, this, that, and the other. Because we've known them for so long, and we build relationships with these people because we see them week after week after
Talk
week.
a lot of shit to them too.
Yeah,
that's the best
we
thing.
do.
We chat with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
We just talk shit.
We talk shit because we learn people's buying habits and we know what they're going to do.
Oh.
So when something comes in that we know they have to have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's right up their alley.
Yeah. We have fun with it.
Oh yeah. We make it fun.
Oh, interesting. So if I go to like a used car lot or any type of car lot, right?
Probably bought it at an auction.
They probably bought it at an auction.
Potentially.
Because I remember when I was growing up, my mom used to go to the police auction sometimes. She was dating a man that owned a car wash. And she would go over there sometimes, a lot of times. And one time I think we almost had a police car for a little while, like a used police car. And they got it at the police auction. That was always a big thing, the police auction.
Yeah.
You know, you'd always hear about that. And I guess that was cars that had been impounded or something, and then they were getting rid of them.
A lot of auctioneers drive those cars because they can go fast because we travel a lot. That's the main part of the job is travel.
Really?
That's the hardest part of our job.
Yeah, it's getting to the job.
to them.
Yeah. And are they in big cities, small towns? Where are they?
Usually big cities. You know, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. You know, there's ton here in Nashville. I'm sure there's probably 5 or 10, you know, in this area. Memphis has a bunch. Every big city probably has a couple auto auctions.
All right, we got some show announcements here. We have some new dates. Some shows have been added in Cincinnati, in Charlotte. We've added over there in Durham, North Carolina, Chattanooga. You got another one. You get a show. Knoxville. Wilmington is still available. Wilkes-Barre. Pennsylvania we added. Charleston we added a show. And we also added shows, new cities, Portland, Maine, up there in the Black Bear continent, and Burlington, Vermont. I'm going to come and get that coat. So we'll see what we can do. We also added a new one in Albany and a new show in Columbus. All dates available, theovon.com/tour. Make sure to get your tickets through there so the prices aren't all jacked up. And I look forward to seeing you at the show. Sometimes I wonder if there's something in the way of my happiness, and there is. That's what the answer always is. And so if you're struggling with that and feeling like your happiness is really a cul-de-sac, then maybe you need better help. That's right. BetterHelp, HELP, is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's a counselor place. You can get counselors. You can get mental health help through BetterHelp. You can get FaceTime, phone, text. It's a way to communicate with a therapist if you don't want to walk down there to the local brain center where they might electrocute you or put you on Dilaudid. These people actually want to help. BetterHelp.com/Theo. That's right. Join the over 1 million people who've taken advantage of their mental health and taken charge of their mental health. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and TPW listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Theo. You know, sometimes debt is hellish. You'll see somebody with a damn hellish debt. You'll see somebody in a Satan outfit, and you say, "What's going on?" They say, "Debt." Or you'll see them with a wheelbarrow just carrying debt around. It's weighted. It's heavy. Thankfully, when it comes to paying off debt and these high interest rates, Upstart is here for you. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Theo. It's the fast and easy way to pay off all your debt with a personal loan, all online. We have some of the lowest interest rates in the history of the galaxy. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. That's upstart.com/Theo. Don't forget to see or use our URL. Go to upstart.com/THEO to see about managing your debt as best as possible. Let's get a question right here that came in for you guys. And
that's Anthony.
You know him?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Anthony out of San Antonio. And the question for the auctioneers I had was, what's the craziest thing that y'all have auctioned off, and how much was it? Gang, gang.
Gang, Anthony, thank you, bro, for the question, man. Now, that's a good that's a good one. Well, yeah, where does that land?
Vasectomy.
Really?
Yeah.
That clip, huh?
Yeah.
And how did somebody have a free when they had a
yeah,
gift
so
card?
it was at a gala event.
Ooh, yeah.
And yeah, it was just one of those items that they put up there. I don't remember what it sold for. I'm sure it was like $10,000 or so.
Damn,
but that was the craziest thing for sure.
Just the backstory of some wife and husband sitting there bidding on a damn.
Yeah.
I don't want any more. She's raising the bid.
Yeah.
You know, and he's wondering what in the hell's going on. She knows she's planning on maybe divorcing down the line,
Yeah.
so she's trying to, limit the inheritance. Damn.
Yeah. Crazy cars too, but
Yeah.
vasectomy was definitely the
For me, I
craziest.
think one time I think me and him were working together, and I think we sold a yellow lab puppy for
Yeah.
like $60,000.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Seabiscuit or whatever? Damn.
It was an event. It was a fundraiser for a medical group, and I mean it was
Yeah.
it was
Sell
was
those
crazy.
dogs. Dogs go crazy at those events.
It was a puppy.
I bet. That must
especially
have been,
labs.
maybe it was like a Sounder part of it. You know what I'm saying? Remember that famous dog that died in that
Yeah.
movie Sounder? But damn, 60,000.
I think the highest priced car I've ever sold was, I wasn't actually auctioneer, and I was working the ring in Houston, Texas, and it was a Bentley for $330,000.
There was I worked an auction in Amelia Island, Florida, a classic car sale, and it was a car that I think Porsche and Ferrari, one of those types of cars, they built like two of these cars together. This was one. It was literally a rust bucket. $950,000 is what it sold for. And I was working the ring like he was.
And why? Why?
I think it's
that
just
much?
collector. It was a collector. I mean, they're so rare. There's only a couple of them.
And
I don't know if that was
refurbish it or whatever.
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, in
Not-
my
almost a
situation, that
million bucks.
$330,000 Bentley was, in my mind, at dealer cost, and they were going to go sell it for $550,000.
Retail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
And we're talking about this happening, somebody spending $330,000 in a matter of 25 to 45 seconds.
Man. And so if that bidding starts out at 10,000 or something, like how quick, like how do you know when to differentiate between a bid you're seeing on the floor and a bid that you are getting sent up to you from the ring?
I mean, you're both seeing the same thing, so you're both on the same wavelength. And if the bid, let's say the bid starts at 10 grand, and there's 8 people down there just bidding, you'll go from 10-1, 2, 2.5, 5. You'll jump it up to 2.5, 5, 7.5, 11, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 12. I mean, you read the crowd like that, just like you do.
It gets exciting, huh?
It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
It's fast paced too.
But I think people like just hearing people count. Remember they had that, especially where I'm from, dude, if somebody could count high, you thought they were doing damn magic, you know? I mean, half my neighborhood couldn't count.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had people, you told them about 11, they fucking didn't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like after 10, they thought it had something to do with Satan, you know? It was real, just kind of novice numerical types, you know?
Oh yeah.
What is, take me through some of that bidding. Like, show me a little bit of that magic, you know?
You want some magic?
Yeah, like if we're bidding on something, you know. How do you know? Like, what are some bids people do? Do people still do the thing like they'll touch their face, wink?
They'll wink, and then like some people will turn away from you and like tap their leg. or tap
shake
their
head
foot.
no and then wink at you.
Yeah, shake their head no, wink at
And
you.
wink at you.
Dang.
And they hide from each other.
Yeah.
They play games with each
Oh
other.
yeah,
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's fun. And you're sitting up here,
Yeah.
so you see all the games.
That's so
And it's
Oh, they
it's
mess
hilarious.
with each other. Yeah,
But you get involved with the games with them.
totally.
there's some rivalries out there.
You know, there'll be people. Where's the money? Where's the money? And you're like, I'm fixing to show you.
I got it.
Wow.
And then,
So you'll know, and sometimes the audience won't know. They're like, who's doing it? What's going on?
And guys
Right.
over there in the corner just winking.
they play with each other so much, and it's more so the experienced and the skilled dealers versus the younger newcomers.
Oh yeah,
that don't know, because there's always a new dealer that comes into the auction and doesn't have a clue as to what's going on.
Wow.
he's just standing out front like this.
Yeah, and the first 2 or 3 months are an education or an exit.
Yeah.
Oh, because he could be spending too much.
Oh yeah.
Or I mean, he
Can't
could
get them sold.
if he doesn't get it figured out. I mean, he's going to exit the business because he owes a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And how much of it? I know in Texas, so many things are kind of like. Is there any demographic to the business, to that whole bidding world? Is it predominantly white? Is it mixed? Is it Latino? Is it,
We have a lot
very
of Middle
mixed.
East.
It's very mixed.
Middle
very
Eastern
mixed.
too. There's a lot of Middle Eastern, and it also depends on the city you're working in too.
Right.
Like in the Valley, obviously, lots of Latino people.
We work in San Antonio twice a
Lots of
week,
Latino people.
Tuesday
yeah.
and Wednesday, and then when I get done there, I drive to McAllen, Texas, and spend the night and work a auction there on Thursday morning, and it's mostly Hispanic. I mean, there are
right there on
some
the
white
border.
people there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's really close to the border.
Does it is it part of what kind of culture do you feel like? Is it part of Southern culture? Is it part of auto culture? Is it part of livestock culture? Like, where does kind of auctioneering, where does some of that roots come from? I know you talked about the colonels, in the military, and that's
Yeah.
sort of where the name of that position kind of came from. But can you tell me any more about how that the fast talking and then separately, like, can you feel at all where that tradition kind of came out of?
I mean, I know over there, like across the pond in England, they do it slow.
Oh.
They do it really slow, like art auctions and stuff. It's a slow
God.
process. Yeah, you'll fall asleep. But I think the Latin root for auction is action. So it's like all about action. So it's just a way to sell a lot of items really quickly.
I see.
And competitive bidding matter. So like it's really a good way to get a train ride evaluation, pretty much, of what that product's worth.
Interesting.
Because you got a bunch of people there and they're bidding on it, so you'll get an appraisal for that.
In my mind,
vehicle.
it's a Southern culture, but there's auctions all over the the world and all over the United States.
New
So,
York, everywhere.
I guess because I was raised Southern,
Yeah.
Right.
for me, it's Southern culture.
It's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because I started thinking about it. Like feel like there's like a book with Mark Twain where they talk. There's an auction or something. One of those stories. I'm just trying to think of where I first kind of learned about auctioning or heard about it. And I can't really remember. So then I'm trying to think. Well, what? Yeah. Is there a culture that it fits in with? And then, it's a business. It's a way of getting people to do business. It is interesting to know that you could immediately kind of get an idea of a product. It could almost be anything.
Right. If you got the right crowd there too.
Can you start to know a little bit? Could you guess, almost like guessing somebody's weight at a fair? Like that guy gets used to knowing the scale and knowing the people. Can you
Most
almost
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like,
guess what someone's going to bid for?
Oh, yeah.
because we know what they did the week prior.
Yeah.
And we pretty much know the car market.
Yeah, we know what things are worth.
That being said, paying attention to what's going on and knowing the car market and remembering what that car brought the week prior, knowing who bought it the week prior, it sets a stage. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so we can tell you, what you're driving out there. We don't have no idea what it is, but if we went out there and walked around it, we could give you a really good idea of what it was worth.
Oh, okay. Dang.
As long as it's nothing crazy exotic.
Right.
Yeah, it is not, man. It's a 2019 Ford Ranger.
Perfect.
So, here's a fella right here that had a inquiry.
What's up, Theo? It's your boy Steen here in Louisville, Kentucky. A beautiful little evening. I'm calling in to ask a question to your auctioneer buddy. Mr. Auctioneer, I want to know if you think you have what it takes to make it in the freestyle rap game. I know a lot of times auctioneers, they can think real fast, talk real fast. I think it makes a lot of sense that you could potentially be freestyling over some instrumental. If so, do you think you have what it takes in that game? Gang, gang.
Dang, baby. That's a good question. Yeah.
I love old school rap.
Yeah.
And I've practiced in the mirror and absolutely no.
No, me neither.
No.
I can count fast. That's it. Like if the song was about numbers, yeah,
Right.
you put it over a beat. But other than that, no.
You ever dress up like that Sesame Street guy, the Count?
No.
That Twister song. There was a Twister song that came out a while back. I used to be able to basically go along with that song for like 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
I can pretty much sing my posse's on Broadway,
Yeah?
but I got to have that song playing with me.
Yeah, yeah. I
But-
feel you. Who doesn't? What about is there like do people using uppers and drugs and stuff like that to get that, to stay fluid out there on the count course, when they're out there? Is there people using uppers?
No, not in my world. It's a pretty clean cut world. I mean, your mind's got to be
You got to be sharp.
Yeah.
Your mind's got to be sharp. You can't
Absolutely.
you can't go in there, foggy and continue to maintain work. You know what I mean? You got to be sharp and on your game.
What's a mistake that you can make as an auctioneer? Like
Sell it for the wrong wrong floor.
Miss a bid.
Yeah, miss a bid. Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes for
Yeah.
sure. You can make a ton of mistakes.
And it's a split
Yeah, it's fast.
decision second that you got to make, and once you make it, you got to live with it and back
Yeah.
yourself.
As soon as you say
know?
sold, I mean it's done.
It's a legal binding contract. Once
Yeah.
you say sold,
Yeah.
and
And the internet,
like I said
too.
earlier, you're looking into you're waiting for the rep to tell you it's okay to sell it, and you got a guy on the floor right here, and you're watching him, and you're watching the computer, and you're going back and forth, and the seller's kind of hesitant, and you're waiting and waiting, and you're wanting to sell it, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then boom, sold, and then all of a sudden the internet starts flashing.
Yeah,
Well, you forgot to look back up there,
Oh.
and I mean, but you got to live with it.
yeah, it happens.
let's hear a little bit of that lingo, man. How do you start it? Say it's like something starts at $30, Or is that a regular thing, like $30?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something.
We usually start at
Over
at
thousands.
Yeah. Sorry, I've
Cars.
Yeah.
obviously bid on some. I've been on,
You bought that blender that girl was selling.
I've bid on a couple Beanie Babies before, so you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I bought some real low market stuff.
We'll start something at 1,000. Yep, 1,000, 11, to get up, I get a 12, 13, get up, I get a 13, 14, 15, get up, I get a 16, $17, 18. Yep, 18, 19, now $2,000, I get up, I get a $2,000, you're out, Theo. Yep, $2,000, I get up, I get a Sean's out, 21, I get up, I get now 1, Sean, you're out, now 2, 2, I get up, I get a 23, yep, 4, I get up, I get a 24, Theo, 5, I get up, I get a $2,500 now, 5, I get up, I get all in, all done, I have sold 2,400 to buyer number, Sean.
See, someone else was trying to.
Too late, sir, you're out.
And so is the sound that you're making, Spanky? Is that the ring guy? Is that the guy in the ring?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's just telling him another bid has come in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just go up every time I hear him yell. I
Wow.
don't even have to see him.
And
Just
it's
I hear it.
exciting for the crowd. You got some guy down here yelling. What the hell's he doing?
Yeah.
Totally, it
That's
makes-
a
I
I want to
fun.
hear him yell again.
Yeah.
Bid.
Yeah.
Work in the ring is
If
a
I
lot
bid,
of
he's
fun.
going to yell again.
Do some men bring a woman with them who grudges them into it, and that wrecks it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
I can see it already, man.
I mean,
look, it does everything.
Right.
If I'm with a gal, I get the damn artichoke dip or something, and I wasn't planning on doing that. I was just going for a couple mains, and next thing you know, we're sitting there
eating
doing
artichoke
Yeah,
dip.
now we're now it's, who knows what's going on. So I feel you. Yeah, it's interesting how that'll get a man to freaking.
Every car dealer likes to walk in nice shoes.
Oh yeah, they do, huh? Part of that culture, huh?
It is that culture.
Yeah. Now, is there like a lot of babies out there on the lot? Is there like a lot of like, is there like a lot of like, bid bitches kind of betting broads? You know what I'm saying? Is there some people that do cross truck, like drive across the interstate and everything? They have like lot lizards. They got the ladies that come to the door.
Yeah.
But is there any of that? Is there any like kind of ladies out there? Any freaking wager thoughts or anything like that are running around?
I will say that most of the ladies that are in the industry have my utmost respect because they are very professional and they learn the business just like a man, and they buy cars and sell cars just like the men do.
Right.
And they're very respected, and they're very respectful to us.
But is there any, like, are there ladies that come just to try and get onto the, or are there men that try to come and just attach onto the ladies, not the actual bidders? But is there like a...
Not really.
Not really?
Not
Yeah.
really.
Not too
And
much.
most of the ladies that are there, and most of the ladies that come and buy, not 100%, but most of them are married into the business,
Okay.
and they're there with their husband.
Okay.
And they're there buying cars.
I
and
see.
it's a family business.
Yeah.
And
See
they're
'em
buying
every
and
week.
selling,
Yep.
for their lots.
I see. So you don't really have these ladies that are just kind of waiting around trying to, like, hit on the men or anything like
Not
that?
really.
Like you would at maybe...
No,
like,
they won't last long.
Right. Yeah.
The men will take them
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I
Is
don't know.
I'm trying to think of what else I would like to learn about that culture. You know, what did you have that came in, Sean?
Hey man, gang, Luke Wheat, Knoxville, Tennessee. Out of every 10 words, how many of them are an actual word?
That's a good question. Like, you know, like, is some of that actual words? Is it?
It started
one of
off.
them.
It started off
Yeah.
as real words or actual words. You start off with a basic chant, and then it kind of translates into something much faster, and you kind of shorten it, and you just kind of make it your sound.
Okay, your chant. So
My chant started at is, would he give?
Okay.
Would he give? Would he give?
Would he give?
Would he give? 2 grand been on 20 more mama one, 2, but 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. Now 500 another man, but now 500 another man, now 600 another man, now 700 another man, but now 7. Would he give? Would he give? Would he give? But it speeds up
Translates into something.
over time and practice.
interesting.
Mine started off as bid 'em and get 'em and get 'em and bid 'em.
Wow,
And
which
that
was
was-
heavy out the gate.
Which was my father's chant.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
My father's chant was bid him and get him and get him and bid him and bid him and get him and.
I'd practice a lot with him, with my grandpa,
Yeah.
when I was younger. So I'd go over there and we'd sit in his shed, and we'd have fake auctions
Oh, that's
until I figured it out.
That's why.
And so I got his chant
No, he's alive and
sorry.
well.
alive and well.
I'm glad he's still alive.
He's
Does he miss it?
Oh, yeah. He calls
loves
every week. How was the sale?
How was the sale?
How was the sale?
auction day?
Checking.
How was the market? I mean, every day.
He just
Every
can't
day.
help it. It's so
How was the
funny.
market? And he's 80 years old, and I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, I'm a late.
He's
bloomer.
active.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, and so he
Gotta get out there.
My mom still works at one of the auctions that I work at to this day.
Oh, that's cool.
She's a title clerk, and yeah, he watches my 8-year-old and 3-year-old every day while I'm at work. So
Keeps him
they
young.
keep him busy.
yeah, I
him young.
bet that'll keep him young for sure.
Right.
It's really one of the blessings I feel like of having grandchildren like that is if your parents are into it, if the grandparents are into it, it really gives them a whole new life as they get older.
Yeah. My 3-year-old and my father are best friends.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really great relationship. To
That's
have.
cool, man.
Very blessed and fortunate to have that.
Amen, bro. Bid him and get him and get him and bid him.
Yep.
Bid him and get him and get him and bid him. Bid him and get him and get
Now
him
it
and
sounds
bid him.
nothing like that.
No, it
Really?
doesn't. Well, I mean, you heard his chant. That, I mean, that's
Right.
what he's saying.
So it eventually evolves. So they get you with that intonation there, or what is that called? Your chant.
Chant.
Now it's almost interesting. You had your grandfather's chant. It's almost like a Native American type of thing, where a song or
Pass
a
it down.
tone would be
Yeah.
passed around through a culture.
Right.
He's actually from Missouri, and that's. I mean, he went to school there, and he started working car auctions in 1974.
Selling tools and
and
whatever
then,
he could
and then
sell.
I mean, we as a young kid, 10, 12 years old, I can remember traveling around in the summers when I wasn't in school, setting up tool auctions,
Wow.
and we would sell tools, cheap. I mean, China-made tools that he would go buy in Houston, and we'd go sell them in all these rural cities. And I mean,
That was eBay. That was the original eBay.
yeah,
Right,
exactly,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm in some ways I'm a traditionalist. I'm someone begrudgingly moving into like the modern world. I feel like
Right.
sometimes because my dad was so old when I was young, and so I think I was just enamored with like older practices and stuff, and slower ways of life. And I really, it's so nice because everybody kind of had a purpose. There was so many more things you could find that you could actually do. Whereas now things getting automated, it's harder to it's just harder to find some of those spaces. But it's good to see that you guys still are, and maybe hopefully, do you feel like there could be a rebirth of the business kind of? Do you feel like there's something new going on, or what do you feel like? Like, where's the future of auctioning, kind of?
I hope they realize,
Yeah.
you know, the importance of what we do. You know, the computer can't do what we do.
Nope.
I mean,
Amen.
the computer can count, but they can't.
Read
They can't
people.
make relationships like we do and make people feel comfortable and warmed and welcomed. And you know, it goes back. That computer's not going to say, "Hey, Billy, do you looking for this Mercedes today?"
Right.
You know what I mean? And Billy likes to hear his name called over that microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Billy likes for the auctioneer to say hi to him.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that it continues in that direction to where they see that we are a warming touch to the business.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I think it makes perfect sense, man. It's like, I think we all are trying to figure out ways to, you know, to make whatever the skills that we have still have value
Right.
in a time of in electronica, you know,
Right.
really.
Yep.
And that's okay. It's just what's going on, you know.
Right.
Do you have to go
With
on?
that being said, I took my dad, my 80-year-old father, into McDonald's probably a year ago, and he said, "Hey, what is that?" I said, "That's a kiosk where you can go order your food, and you just pay for it right there, and you don't need to talk to nobody." He said, "If I worked here, I'd pour Coca-Cola in that thing every day."
Try to fry it.
Yeah, I just saw an article last week where they're trying to do automated through the drive-through. You know,
Wow.
which is kind of crazy. I mean, part of the fun of even driving through
Oh, I think
the
it
damn
said
thing.
like 20% gets placed, or like 20%
Yeah.
of the order. I think I saw an article. Actually, is correct right now.
Yeah, that's what
It's
they
like,
said.
yeah, just mystery.
Yeah, just which is what you kind of get anyway. We got another good question that came in, Sean.
Hey Theo, this is Kevin from Sacramento.
What's up, Kev?
This is not a hostage situation. I'm actually just in my bedroom. I saw your post about having the auctioneers there in the studio. I do have a couple questions for the lovely guest you have there. Have you ever had to use your skills outside of the job? For instance, have you been at the bar? Have you been at the grocery store? Have you been buying a vehicle and it's just come in handy to have that slick speak? Gang!
Yeah, when else does it come in handy? Do people just want to see it
Oh
and
yeah,
hear it?
we get asked all the
I'll
time.
chant for a lady at the bar tonight.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, at the bar especially. You know,
Really?
friends.
You're like
you
the
meet
original
somebody.
warbler. You're like the original
Yeah.
woodpecker, like a nightingale.
Yeah.
Anytime you say I'm an auctioneer, the
Oh,
next
really?
question, "Oh, really?
You talk fast?
Yeah, you're a
Can you
fast
do
talker.
it? Yeah, I
They
guess.
want to hear it, huh?
Oh
They
yeah.
wanna hear it.
And then I'm sure a lot of the ladies, it probably leads them into wanting to kiss, get a little French action, a little tongue action. Is that do people want to test drive it a little?
We're gonna see tonight.
There you go. Damn. Well, you guys are
You got the
going-
fast tongues.
Yeah, somebody's not married. I'm
It's the
guessing.
fastest tongue in the South, right
Is it
there.
really? Is that what they call it?
I wouldn't say that, but I try.
But damn, I bet you could put a Werther's down in a couple seconds, couldn't you?
I can do my magic on a cough drop. Yes,
There
sir.
we go. Dang, baby, female cough drops only in this man's mouth, boy.
Yeah, someone is not married or
Amen.
soon to be not married.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You going through divorce, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I have not been good in relationships. Me, man, I've struggled.
Me
in it.
neither.
Really?
I'm a bad picker when it comes to that.
I'm the bad I think I'm just not good at it. I keep picking myself to put in them.
Try to find a bad pick tonight.
Oh yeah, there you go. Let's do it. Might as well. Look, there's a lot
That's
of
why they
ladies
call
in
him
this town.
Spank me right there.
That's what they call them, spank me.
No,
spank
that's
me.
not why.
Spanky.
I got that nickname when I was probably in third or fourth grade because I looked just like Spanky, the little rascal.
Oh yeah, I
mean,
love the
yeah.
Little Rascals.
That's how I got that nickname.
It stuck.
Dude, I'll tell you this story. So I was a huge fan growing up of Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, those type of television, black and white television. And so I was a huge fan of Jerry Mathers. Leave It to Beaver was the man, right? Mm-hmm. So one time I got to play in this poker card tournament in Oklahoma. And it was like in rural Oklahoma at a casino. And so I get there and Jerry Mathers there. And I mean, I had pictures of him on my wall growing up. And he was way before my time. But I just, for some reason, I like his name was Theodore in the show, Theodore
Yeah.
Cleaver.
Yeah.
And that was my name. So there he is right there.
Oh yeah.
And I said, hey, and I was so fired up, man. I mean, it looks just like the kid still. It's pretty crazy. And I said, hey, I said, hey, I'm a big fan. I was like, where? He's like, I live in California. I was like, oh, I used to live in Santa Monica. And this is a little bit vulgar, but he goes, I used to go get some pussy in Santa Monica. And I was like, what? Like, of all the things I'd seen this man only as a kid. And then he just hits
the perfect role model growing up. I mean, he was the perfect kid.
He was the perfect one. And then he hit me with that, and I was like, oh, man.
Just ruined it.
Yeah, it's just crazy when you always want your heroes to kind of be a certain way, and then they're just mortals, you know, or immortals. I don't know which one is what, but
but I looked just like Spanky as a kid growing up, and
I could see that a little bit. To be honest,
that's where
with
I got that nickname.
I could see it. But you look pretty young though. You feel pretty young.
Thank you. I feel great.
Yeah. And did you know that that Cam was going to be your son, who was going to be able to have that ability? Was there any other children you had that you saw that could be that have that possession?
I have another 18-year-old that has no interest in it at all. That he's more of a hands-on guy.
Yeah.
He would rather tear something apart and build it back up. But Cameron took a lot of interest in it at a very young age, 14, 15. And that was a lot, back then, the scare of the internet taking over wasn't there at all.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of interest in it, and I knew that I could help him, and he would have a good career in it.
Right.
And so the day he graduated high school on a Saturday, and on the next Tuesday he was on a flight to Missouri, going to Missouri auction school.
Wow, were you really? Mm-hmm. So no doubt.
No doubt.
And you knew even young, you knew when you were young, huh?
Yeah, I'd say I really got interested. I was working at my grandpa's auto auction, picking up trash and doing whatever they wanted me to do, jumping cars, jump start the battery, parking cars, whatever. And then I think like probably 14 years old, he sat me down. He said, hey, you want to start working the ring? And so he kind of trained me up on it and threw me in the ring, and we started working, every Tuesday and Thursday. In high school, I would actually leave class early. I'd leave at noon on Tuesdays and go to the auction. I had a couple teachers that would let me do it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so, at a young age, for sure, I took an interest to it. Very interested.
What is the course how do you graduate the auction school?
There's really no test, but after you go to school, and then you get a certification, essentially, and then you have to take a state test to be licensed through the state.
Yeah, every state is different.
Yeah.
And now, is that a morning you show up and you got to be able to really rattle?
No, it's actually a written test.
It's a written test.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so your certification's for school, and it basically lets you have the ability to take the test.
Until 10 years ago, you didn't even have to go to school. Mm-hmm. But now most states have required that you have 80 hours of schooling before you're eligible for the test.
Okay. Is there any like dark arts kind of involved out there with auctioning, like where people are like putting products up there, like any kind of dirty business that kind of comes through that you're able to see that you keep an eye on, or anything that's happened over the years? Not that you guys are pushing.
Yeah.
There's bad apples in every business.
Yeah, there's
of course.
I've seen a lot of stuff.
There's some janky stuff.
I've seen people break hood release and dump ice down in the dash to make it look
Cold
like the
air.
air was cold.
Damn.
Put a radio, picture of a radio
where in the hole.
where the hole is, and sell it so that when you look it through the window, it looks all good. It looks like the radio's there. It was a picture of a radio.
Dang, and you get in there, it's just a hole through it.
Yeah, there's some shade. There's some shady stuff going on every once in a
damn.
while. Yeah, for sure.
I could see that, man. I could see that. I'm trying to feel like
there's dealers that will go out and unplug some stuff, unhook a spark plug so where it comes in it's running rough, and
and they'll buy it. Whoever buys it usually did it.
Usually whoever's the one bidding hot and heavy on it is the guy that did it.
That's awesome. Is there ever like has there ever been like a guy who was coming up who was like a great auctioneer, and then something happened to him? Is there any like good lore or anything in the auctioneer industry like that?
We have a good friend that was awesome auctioneer, been an awesome auctioneer for years and years and years, and just couldn't get off the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens, man.
He was great too, man. One of the best to listen to.
One of the best. Had a good fast chant.
Yeah.
Just really, really good, and just couldn't get off the bottle.
Yeah. It's heavy, man. Yeah, I had a friend who drowned last week, actually. He was on drugs, and he tried to hide from the police, and he hid underwater.
Wow.
and you can't do that. I mean, you can do it, but it's a limited time space, and so he died. But yeah, it's wild. And so that man passed away?
No.
No, he's still alive, but he's not working.
He's just not working.
Man.
Doesn't have any jobs.
Yeah. It's tough to see that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, very tough.
I hid in the water once from cops.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I was going to get away, but I didn't.
Damn. And what you do to put your lips out of it?
Nah, me and some friends of mine, we wahooed some beer. I don't know if you know what that means.
Yeah.
And this is, I was probably 19, 20 years old, many, many years ago. And so the cops show up, and I go back to the apartment, and I said, man, I'm just going to get in the pool and hang out here until they leave. And so I hung out in the pool, and this is in January.
Ooh. And that's a weird choice when the cops come out and see the pool when somebody's in it.
No, they never even came to the pool because they didn't even think to look in the pool in January. So I go walking back to my apartment thinking I'm in the clear, and there I go, and they're like, "Hey, get on the ground." I'm like, "What, man? I've been at the pool." And they're like, "It's January, you idiot. Get on the ground."
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think if I had some good ones with cops, man. I had a friend whose car, something had happened to it, speaking of autos, and there was some kind of deficiency or something under the hood. And when they rebuilt it, they built the seats backwards, right? So the seats, the backwards was the front of the car. And so he'd get pulled over all the time. Cops was like, "Oh, you're driving backwards." And he's like, "Well, I'm not. It's just the way this car, they put the, whenever they redid it, they kind of did it messed up or whatever." And he'd always get pulled over and busted, dude. DUI, or like they would breathalyze him all the time.
Yeah.
But people just couldn't get it in their head that a man's driving a backwards car.
Yeah.
Not necessarily driving backwards.
Right.
But
That's
pretty
funny.
keen to see visually. So what's something over the years that's kind of like, is there discrepancies down there in the pit?
Oh, it's a big
much.
pissing
In the
match.
ring?
Yeah.
Very much so.
We're always bumping chests and
Really?
talking
Yeah.
trash. Yeah, I
car
mean,
dealers getting upset with each other.
Yeah.
And I've seen one car dealer get mad at another one, and the had a flashlight, them big mag lights, and then this guy was going to beat the shit out of him with his flashlight, and the other dealer, he took the flashlight away from the guy and beat the shit out of him with the flashlight.
Damn, boy.
I've also seen another auctioneer get upset with a dealer, and I didn't actually see it. I wasn't there, but it's been a well-known story for years and years, and car dealer flipped the auctioneer off, and the auctioneer came off the block.
No.
about to fight him.
By the time he got down there, the guy had a knife and put it to his throat and said, "Come on, big boy."
Damn. It's like, I'm backing up now. I'm going back up to my block.
Yeah.
Wow.
It used to get pretty Western, back in the day.
I'm sure.
But now there's cameras and everything.
Everywhere,
And
yeah.
everybody's calmed down now.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
much calmer.
Yeah, it's much calmer.
Yeah, you kind of missed that road, when there was a little bit of a rockier road.
Mm-hmm.
So
was
many
fun.
roads are so,
Easier times, though.
That's true.
Rockier road, but easier times.
It's always
Yeah.
it's always the good old days
It always is, huh?
when you're in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Isn't that weird?
is. Did you meet your wife at an auction?
I did not. I met my wife in San Marcos, not at an auction.
Okay. And that's where you guys are based out of, San Marcos,
Yeah,
right?
New Braunfels,
New
San
Braunfels,
Marcos.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, New Braunfels. I've heard really cool things about my
Oh,
friend
yeah.
Steve Trevino is a comedian down there in New
Yeah.
Braunfels.
It's great.
Yeah.
And he's a great dude, and he loves it down there.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I love it there.
It's great. Rivers. It's awesome.
Beautiful place.
Is it?
You ought to come visit us.
Yeah, I'm gonna come visit. I'll probably have to come down there and do a show at some point. Sometimes I have trouble sleeping and focusing and acting right, which is everything. That's everything you can do. I wish there were a pocket-sized guide, that little hitter to help me feel well and act well and sleep well. Well, now there is Headspace. If you have 10 minutes a day, Headspace can change your life. It's your daily dose of mindfulness in the form of guided meditations in an easy-to-use app. Whatever the situation, Headspace really can help you feel better. Overwhelmed, underwhelmed, agitated, hurt yourself. Headspace has 3-minute SOS meditations for you. If you're overwhelmed, underwhelmed, sidewhelmed, everything, Headspace can help. Headspace is backed by 25 published studies on its benefits, 600,000 5-star reviews, and over 60 million downloads. I use Headspace when I want to meditate, when I want to get back a little bit of myself from the busy world. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/Theo. That's headspace.com/Theo for 1 free month trial. Try it for free. Feel your brain. With access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. Headspace.com/Theo. Support for today's podcast comes from Manscaped. You know, the time of year when you want to get your body right and get your, everything right around that luck knuckle, baby. And you got to tighten it up and hedge around. And that is Manscaped. You know, the brand new Lawnmower 4.0 and Ultra Smooth package is perfect for you and the dad in your life. The Manscaped Ultra Smooth package is a 3-step kit to help keep your family jewels protected with the Crop Exfoliator, the Crop Gel, and it's time to shave Crop Shaver. Whoo, take care of your junk. Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Theo. That's 20% off with free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Theo. It's dad bod season. Time to get smooth. Well, let's get to one more question that came in from someone.
Hola, Senor Vaughn. This is a question for the auctioneers. I'm just wondering if there is like a need to practice this. Is there any application to the bedroom? Like quick, in the bed, quick, take it off pants. We go to underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to understand if it's applicable and like how do you guys do it? Gang.
Yeah, do women? We kind of touched on it, but yeah, I guess women want to see the action a little bit, huh?
They, women like fast talkers.
Yeah,
they do, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Yeah.
What are ways that you feel like the ability to do auctioneering correlates into other type of like uses in life? Is there any times you can notice?
Yeah, it's like it's so fast paced that like it slows things down. Like everything else is kind of like.
And it's just the opposite for me. It's made me very OCD. Wow. I mean, everything has got to be just.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's got to be just absolutely perfect in my world, or I'm just in a like. For instance, he was telling me they'd rather us be late today than be early. And at 12:45, I'm telling him, hey, we got to get an Uber. Yeah. We got to go. And then we're in the Uber at 1:20, just leaving the hotel, and I'm like. Man, I feel so awful. We're going to be late.
Oh yeah.
He's doing math in his head. He's like, if we get there in 7 minutes,
And I mean that's just my world. I mean, everything before I go to bed at night, everything is laid out and ready for the next day. And I mean, my schedule's set, and I mean, everything's just got to be boom, 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 perfect.
And was your dad that way? I'm just trying to remember where you got it from.
Huh. I think I don't know. I'm not that way.
Because it's interesting that two different types of people then could both do this job, so it's not really like in the it's.
That's just me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just me. And, in reality, my mother is a lot of the same way. So I think I get some of that from my mother, but I think a lot of it comes with just being up there and being in control of everything.
Oh, yeah.
At so many days a week, what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
That control's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
And managing it and just
making sure everything's perfect.
Yeah.
For everybody involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the kind of way I live my life.
Yeah. Running smooth. How long is the experience when you're up there on stage? You're doing an auction, right? And you said it's in the morning, starts usually around 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long is the action? And is it just straight action the whole time, or are there breaks? What's that?
Pretty straight action. Usually depends on how many cars you have. Different lanes will shut down at different times because like one lane will have 100 cars and the next lane will have 200 cars.
Okay.
So it just depends. But yeah, it's straight action for 2 hours, give or take.
2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And do you ever auction more than one item at the same time, or no?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's different. So like there'll be like on Wednesday, there's 18 of us.
Okay.
And we all have our own lane, and we go and we start the sale. So there's 18 of them. So there's a lot of dealers are running from lane to lane, like coming in late, trying to bid, throwing paper, flicking us off and cursing at us. It's fun. But yeah, it's fast. And
it's real fast.
Yeah, people are just running lane to lane trying to bid on cars.
Mm.
And some lanes, some auctions, there's two lanes in one lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Double block.
in the front of the barn, there'll be one lane, and then in the back of the barn, there'll be another lane. So you'll have let's say you'll have a lane 5 car come in the front and lane 6 in the back, and then they both leave at the same time, and then 2 more cars come in.
Oh wow! So it's a lot of volume.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of volume.
How many items do you kind of auction? We'll go through an auction in one of those morning auctions.
On Wednesday, we had, what did we have, 1,800 cars?
Yeah.
No.
On Tuesday, we probably had 800 to 1,000.
800-ish.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
In a couple
People are
hours.
in that ring bidding.
Oh man, there's tons.
Yeah, there's-
especially on Tuesday. There's a ton.
And
Wednesday,
they're
there's a
online
lot,
bidding too.
Right.
Yeah, there's like each lane. Like I think on Wednesday, my lane, I think I had 120 people online, and then in lane,
80 to 100 to 200 to 300 people.
Yeah, quite a bit of folks.
Dang. And is there like a food truck out there or anything
Yeah,
sometimes?
Yeah, most
sometimes
of them.
have food trucks.
It's a little bit of a deal, yeah.
Yeah.
People come out.
Yeah, there used to be a cafe.
People get hungry.
Yeah.
So they have
Especially if it
food
gets-
there to keep them there.
Yeah, we want to keep them there till the sale's over. That's a trick.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild, dude. You ever walking off anything real wild? Anybody selling coffins or anything like that? Anything like any treasure?
I
do
know
some
one car
equipment
dealer
sales.
that sells headstones at his car lot and has a car lot
never mind.
and sells headstones on the same
dang.
property.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
One-stop shop.
Well, especially if he cuts the brake cords on those cars, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's repeat
We'll give you a
business.
deal.
We
We'll give you a
know
deal on
they're
the
gonna need a
tombstone.
headstone.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get into a couple more of these questions, man. People were really intrigued. And so, I was just driving through town about a month ago, and I drove by. It said Auctioneer on the sign. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is all? Where
are
is
these
it?
people?
Yeah, where are they? What are they doing?
Yeah,
So
we're
this is
here.
real fascinating, man, just to hear about it.
Hey Theo, my question's for the father-son auctioneer duo. My question is, can you guys read really fast? I'm not a good reader. I could barely read, but I'm not a great talker either. So I figured if I could talk that fast, I could probably read fast. Thanks, guys. Gang, gang.
Hey, maybe that's a good question. Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Damn,
I've gotten
really?
faster at reading, but no.
For me,
I
the
just learned
faster
how to
you
read.
the less you take in.
Yeah.
For me,
Huh.
I just learned how to read.
Oh,
a few
yeah, I'm a
years
You see
slow
what I'm
reader.
saying?
Yeah, I'm a slow reader, too.
the faster you read or the faster you try to get through it, the less you get out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I am, I think, man. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's like I got to read it a couple times.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. If you read it too fast, you got to go back. But
Yeah.
Right.
no, I don't think that really equates.
If you lose your track, you're running a bid, right? Mm-hmm. Is there ever times you lose your track? It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
So what do you do? Do you call a timeout?
The screen. There's a screen up there that usually helps if we, forget where we're at. But nowadays, I mean, it's just like you said, it's like breathing. It's like second nature to us. You can do it in your sleep pretty much.
But you get to thinking about something else,
Yeah,
while you're up there.
yeah,
and
think about what you're gonna have for lunch.
there's
Oh,
not a
totally.
lot of action going on the floor, and you get to thinking about something, and you're at 28,000. Next thing you say is 18,000. Whoa.
Oh, I mean 28.
I mean 28,000.
Yeah.
You just jump right back.
There's a screen though that,
Right.
that
But
they
there's-
follow us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like the last thing we said is usually on the screen.
So you got some support. Yeah.
yeah, just in case. But it happens for sure.
Has any auctioneers ever been killed or anything like that in the line of duty?
Not that I know of. Not in the line of duty.
No,
Oh, that's good.
that is good.
Yeah, let's get to another question from a
Probably
guest.
some car dealers that want to kill some auctioneers.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is there some inside work going on? Is there like kind of
Well,
like
I
they'll
mean,
try
we
and
just-
bait you or take you out to dinner or something?
No.
Get you a little-
We just mess
We
with
mess
them
with
so
them.
much. You know what I mean?
We see
And
them every
Salt and the
week.
goose, you know?
Yeah, we see them every week, and we know their
Yeah.
kids' names, and we're all buddies. But
Right.
Yeah.
we like to mess with them.
Now,
Talk
can
trash.
any-
But when we're up there, it's straight business.
It is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
It's straight business. And we have a figure we have to get to. They may not like that figure, but we are doing our damnedest to get to that figure.
Yeah,
Right.
Our job is to sell the car.
Right.
So
Hey Theo, how you doing? My name is Joe from Rockville,
I was
Maryland.
in a car place.
Yeah.
Got
he's
a
in the
quick
car
question for you and your fast-talking friends. Yeah, how much water you drink? You must get a sore throat. Hoorah!
Amen, brother. Thanks, Joe, man. Yeah. You guys stay hydrated up there. I know you stay.
Lots of water.
oh yeah,
Really?
water,
Lots
for
of
sure.
water.
And are any of them
Absolutely.
outdoors? All of them are indoors.
Equipment sales, some of them are outdoors. They'll like the ones I've worked before. They'll be outside, but mainly it's just like big barns, big shops.
And now, what about people that run in livestock? Is that a different type of auction? Have you ever done
Totally different.
Yeah,
you
totally
sell them
different.
by the pound.
Yeah,
Okay.
completely
You're
different.
selling the livestock by the pound. It's totally different.
that? And do y'all have beef with those people? I mean, literally, almost. I guess.
No, we
It's kind of a
have
bad
good
question, but-
friends that
No,
own
they do both.
livestock.
Yeah,
Own livestock auctions.
Or they do both. You know what I mean?
And they'll do both. Most There's livestock auctions all throughout the week, but for example, a friend of mine that owns one in Gonzales, Texas, his is on Saturday, and he works 3 or 4 sales during the week, car sales during the week, and then does that on the weekend. But that's a totally different. I mean, it's
we know
totally different.
That. I don't at least.
And that's for mating, you know? You're like, somebody, you can sell a Dodge Ram and then just sell a Ram if you want. That'd be cool. But that I think the benefit of that, why I would like to buy something from there, I think is you can mate it. You know? And not you, but you can have it mate with something else. Like it'd be cool if you could have a couple cars mate.
Yeah.
You know, you go park them somewhere in a garage for the weekend and you come back.
Little baby car.
Yeah, a little baby car scoots out. It'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I worked a livestock auction with him one time, and so
this is funny.
He's up on the block, okay, and then the chute is like down around him like a U-shaped U.
Right.
And the cattle are coming in, and I'm on the side where the cattle's coming in. Well, this great big Brahma bull, I mean, 1,800, 2,000 pounds. I mean, he's pissed. He wants out of there. And this 70-year-old man is holding up this gate, and I'm like watching, and I'm not a cowboy in any way, shape, or form. And so I'm watching. I'm like, man, I'm going to watch this old man die right here in front of me. Well, that old man jumps out of the way, and out comes that bull and takes dead ass aim at me.
No.
And I'm running through the arena trying to get away from him. And
all these cowboys are looking at him.
Yeah,
like,
and I finally got locked up in the office, and them cowboys came and got that cow. And man, I was so scared. God, he took dead aim for my ass.
That's the worst when you think somebody else is about to get it and then suddenly you're about to get it. That's a big shift.
Locked in on them.
That's a big shift in the head. Is there any good jokes you use when you're up there? Is it kind of like that, or is it all business? And sometimes you can be a little lighthearted.
No, we joke.
No, we joke. I joke
all the time,
all day.
For instance, I had a car dealer that we have a really good relationship with, and I was selling a car and it was on a red light, which is as is.
Okay.
And
we had one of those, dude.
And I told him, I said, "Come
red
on,
light?
man, take it."
We had an as is. It was missing a passenger seat.
I've heard that story.
So I told him, I said, "Come on, man, be like your wife. Take a chance."
That's good.
Yeah, there's some good jokes. Most of them are just kind of like improv.
Just short.
Short one-liners.
Jabs.
Jabs at the dealers. And
Dude, my favorite joke I ever heard, it's a little profane, but it's, what's the last thing you want to hear when you're giving a blowjob to Willie Nelson? Wow. I'm not Willie Nelson. That's my favorite joke ever. It's not my joke, but God, it's good. I mean, it's just a good joke, man. We got one more that came in for you guys, man.
Have you ever been caught raising the bid on an item without any active bidders to reach the reserve? And if so, how did you handle that situation?
Price gouging.
I know it does happen.
He's got a little inside track there.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah,
you know that
sure.
man?
No.
Oh.
No.
He's been to an auction, though.
Our job's to get it to the reserve,
Right.
And we try to make that look as good as possible.
Okay. And what is the reserve?
It's like what the
seller
needs.
wants for the vehicle.
Okay.
Needs for
Or
it
the
to
item.
actually sell.
Okay, so if it doesn't meet the reserve, it doesn't have to sell.
Yeah, we can
Correct.
put it on call or we just no sell it.
Okay.
And so, I mean, at the end of the day, our job's to get it to there, right?
So the least no sales you have at the end of the day, the better.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
So sometimes you might let that extra 100 slip up there, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But if they stop bidding or whatever, then we just explain to them, hey, it takes X amount of dollars to
Yeah,
get
a lot of
this car
times we'll
bought.
just stop and tell them, "Hey, this is what it takes to buy."
Yeah, that's what it takes to buy it, and if
Right.
they can, meet somewhere in the middle, or we'll figure it out, get it closer, put it on a call. But really, we want to sell it right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have a guy have a damn seizure in the front row and he wakes up and owns 4 Volkswagens. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You can't.
right.
You gotta. Let's hear some of your calls, Spanky. Can we hear one?
Yeah, 2 gram it on 20 on a day, but now 200 another man now 300 another man now 400 another man now 555 but now 500 another man now 600 another man now 700 another man now 800 another man now 900 another man now 3,000 another man 1 It's so much better. Like I have videos. If y'all want to watch videos, I mean, to me, it's so much better when it's live and it's
with a speakers.
Yeah, with speakers and
oh, I bet. Do we have one of those? All right, here we got a video right here. Let's check this out. So, Cameron, take us into what you're doing here before we start it.
So this was, I think, pre-COVID. No, Yeah, pre-COVID. And the screen behind you is the picture of the car. The guy to my right is the rep. So he's going to be representing the seller of the vehicle.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much it.
All right.
And then there's a screen.
2, 2, 2, 3, I gotta go to 4, 5, come along, 6, 7, I gotta go to 60, 700, 800, I gotta go to 69, I gotta go to 7 pound, I gotta go to 7, I gotta go all in, all 10, I gotta go to 7 pound, I gotta got you 6,900. I think we're close enough. We're gonna go, he said sell my car, 6,900 buyer number. We're gonna look at 375, 375, next one.
So you went from one car and started on another one there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah. Another car.
So go back. When you hit 375, you're starting on a new
yeah,
car.
That 375 was the buyer number, and then I'm on a new one right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He said sell my car, 6,900 buyer number. We're gonna look at 375, 375, next one. I gotta look at a Hyundai number 61 here, gonna be a 14 model. Hey, then we're gonna check engine line, a super favorite 500 structural alteration.
So I'm announcing the announcements right there. What's wrong with it?
Oh, okay. So you'll say it has this or this.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So that's it. You just sit there and keep it cruising, huh?
Yeah, just cruise right
and
along.
with that safety vest on, what do you have to have?
Yeah, that's a bigger corporate auction right there. They're big into safety, and so cars are driving through the lanes, and so they just don't want to get hit. So if you work at the auction, or if you're an auctioneer, you got to have the safety vest on just in case you get off the block and you're walking, to go to the bathroom. They want the drivers.
You're
to
the
see
money
you.
mouth. They got to keep you healthy. Huh?
Yeah,
right.
There you go. All right, what do we got here? Here's another video. Now this section, what's going on here?
I'm selling new car trades, new car trade-ins.
Okay.
Or frontline old age units.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
That's my nickname.
This is actually in the valley. This is in McAllen, Texas.
Okay.
And I couldn't really tell you until he starts the video.
Okay.
That's old Jake Long. Shout out.
Detroit, he's beating up on us today. 28 grand now one. 28 now one. 27 now one.
I'm fishing for money.
You are. And where are you looking? Where are the people sitting?
See all those people right there underneath those flags?
Yeah.
Those are all car dealers. Those are all buyers.
Okay.
And when I said Detroit, he's beating up on us today, those were two corporate buyers for big corporate car lots. Mm-hmm. And I was joking with them.
Right.
And I was telling my friend Detroit that the other buyer was beating up on us today.
I see. And so these are the different lanes right here I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
like I'm setting, like you can see my block right there,
right,
where that play button is.
Right.
The car's right in front of me. And then you see another auctioneer right across the other lane. And you see his
rep and clerk.
And then the clerk.
And the car in front of him.
And the car in front of him.
So each of you guys, so he does that car, you're doing this car, do you go back and forth?
No, we're both going at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a sound wall. So it's all loud, but once you step into a lane, you can hear primarily that auction.
And then behind me, there's two more other lanes going as well.
Wow. So there's a sound wall between you and that guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see where that
above.
You see where that where it says caution?
Yeah.
Like right up above that is a great big wall that separates the two lanes.
I see.
That's where the speakers are too. They're way
And
up.
the speakers are up there
in the
And
rafters.
I see.
That actually at that auction, what that caution sign is hanging on are AC ducts.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah, I like that cold air. Cool, man. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else, man. I really feel like I understand a little bit more about the world. I understand that some of it's kind of a family, not a family business, but or a lot of other people that are in the business, they have a family member in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It really is, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, especially in the auto side primarily.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Most definitely.
All my auction buddies, like that video he just showed him, Peyton Crow, his brother's in it, and then you got their dad. There's in it. I mean, it's a.
And then that guy that was working the ring for me that he said Jake Long, his
He's
dad
third
is a state world champion auctioneer.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did any of you guys ever get into the competitions, or what's that like?
Not too much, man. I did one time when we were in Waco.
I have never ever had any desire to do any competitions.
And what is it like, the competition? Take me through some of it.
You know,
it's in my personal opinion, it's not based or judged off what we do on a daily basis, because you only get 3 cars You only get to sell 3 cars, and I mean I mean, you could get the wrong 3 cars. You could get the right 3 cars. You could not be. It takes more than 3 cars to warm up.
Right. So it's too subjective or objective. I don't know which one, but it's the one that's not good.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's just never been for me.
Totally. And just so, what is it like? Not even that you really. I mean, obviously, you just kind of checked it out to see what it was like. But what is that like? What is like? If I'm at that thing, what is it?
Yeah. So they have an auctioneer competition. This is for automobiles, but they have other ones too. They have state, and this one would be the world automobile
auctioneer.
Yeah, deal. And so they have that. They have a ringman competition. I was 18. I competed in the ringman. I think I got like 11th place.
Wow! And so the ringman means nothing. Competing with letting the auctioneer know.
Yeah,
with the other ringmen.
Yeah, with the other ringmen, and then there's an auctioneer competition. I think it was supposed to be in Texas. Yeah, there's a team deal too. They're supposed to be in Texas, and then COVID came last year, and I was actually going to compete in it because it was coming to Texas. I think if it comes back to Texas, I'll probably compete. But other than that, I don't know.
Is it fun though?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
it's a rush for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when you get into a competition and things, same with stand-up comedy.
It's just like, different,
I have friends that were on Last Comic Standing that are better comedians than the friends that have won it.
Right, same deal, yeah.
So it just is what it is.
Right.
It's hard to get into a competition about something like that.
Right.
Damn, I wonder, has there ever been a movie about auctioneers?
There needs to be. I think it'd be great. There needs to be a show or something.
Who was the fellow that had trouble with the drinking? What was his name?
Let's call him John.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't mean to call him out. I'm just thinking if it's a neat name, it make me think of like a movie character.
No,
he would be a great movie.
Yeah, he really.
You ever seen that movie, The Goods? Mm-hmm. It's about that car dealer. I think it's. You've seen it, right? Man, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a car dealer movie.
I mean, that's the type of guy that went to jail on his wedding day.
Amen.
I mean, he got married and went to jail.
Yeah, that one right there with that guy.
Going to jail now?
Yeah, that's he's a car dealer. It's a hilarious.
I think I have seen that movie.
It's a hilarious movie.
Is it Jeremy Piven? Sure is. That's hilarious. I did comedy with him the other night.
Really?
Yeah.
He's funny.
He's a talented man.
He's funny.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to see this movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's not about auctions, but it's about car dealers and
about selling cars.
Yeah, about car dealers selling cars.
You know what's funny is he's one way I would definitely describe Jeremy is that he's a salesman.
Yeah, he did a really good job in that movie
he's
sure.
A salesman. I'll check it out.
But yeah, there should be an auctioneer movie. That would be funny.
Yeah, I feel like it's.
I don't know if it'd be funny, but yeah.
I feel like we're really missing that. So we do something here. First of all, thank you guys for coming in, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's really interesting to learn about your trade. And we do a thing here where we do something for single moms where we reach out to a single mom and just kind of just grant them a small financial amount to just go do something fun with their kiddo, So we have a woman. You guys have a friend of a friend, right?
Right.
And she raises her own. She has a child that she raises.
Yeah, 2 kids.
Oh, nice.
2 kids in Waxahachie, Texas.
Waxahachie, huh?
Yes.
Dang. Okay. Well, look, man, I've never had my hatchie waxed, but I'd probably be willing to. You know what I'm saying? Cool. It just depends.
Yeah.
But hey, Amanda.
Yes, sir.
How are you today, young lady?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm not a creep or anything like that. So I'm just calling. I work on a podcast. And we do a thing on our podcast where every now and then we reach out to a single mom and we just do something nice for them. And somebody nominated you. I'm sitting here with 2 fine gentlemen right here who are auctioneers, actually.
Okay.
And they're from San Marcos, Texas. And we just wanted to make just a financial gift to you so you could go do something fun with your kiddos this summer.
What?
Yep, that's all we wanted to do. Just let you know that somebody's thinking of you.
That's really sweet.
Oh, well.
You're going to make me cry.
Well, I was raised by a single mom, and I know sometimes it gets a little tough. And not that it gets tough, but just, we all want to know that people are thinking of us sometimes when we don't know that, So, what do your kiddos like to do?
Well, my son plays baseball, and my daughter tries to play on his team too, but we do sports.
That's Title IX right there, baby.
I know. We do ball a lot. I teach. We're always together. We try to do things on the weekend, go to my aunt's to go swimming, but there's not too much we do just being me. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work sometimes. Well, we want to do something. I'm sitting here with some auctioneers, so I figured I would just kind of like, I'm going to have them just help me raise the amount of money that we give to you so you can go do something fun. So they're professionals, so I'm going to let these dudes start off the bidding, and then I'll raise it. I'll be the only raiser.
Yeah, 100. I got 100. I got a Theo. Give 100. Now 2. I got a 200. Now 2. Now 3. Now 4. Yep, 4. I got 5. Now 6. I got a 600. Theo. Yeah, 6. 7. I got a 7. I got 8. I got a 9. I got a 9,000. Yep, $1,000. 1,000. Theo. Make it even. Yep, 1,000. I got 11. I got $1,100. All in. All done. I have sold $1,000 to buyer number Theo.
Yep, there you go. So we just did it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful.
Oh, you're welcome. It's nothing. It's not about the finances or anything. It's really just about, we just wanted to let you know that people care about you, and that it's nice to know that.
That's really nice to know. That's hard because it's hard for me to take compliments or anything because it's me always putting everything out there. But
It's hard sometimes when we got to do everything. It's hard.
it's really hard.
I know. And sometimes when I have to be like that, man, I feel like, and then it's hard for me to accept help from others. I'm just, because I don't want to show that side of myself that shows that I need help.
I really try to be independent, but inside I show face, but inside it's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't ask for help, and I don't expect any help. I try to do everything on my own, but it's hard.
Well, you're doing a good job. I want to let you know that, and just let you know that people love you and are thinking about you behind your back. I know sometimes it's, we don't know that, and that's true for you. So just wanted to let you know that, and that's it. And happy belated Mother's Day, and y'all go do something fun with those rascals.
We will for sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, man, it's, I don't know, there's something that we all want to know that people are thinking about us,
For sure.
It's important. Or at least I want to. I think we all do in some way.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys for nominating her. That's awesome. You said she lost her husband, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I think last year.
And that's your wife's aunt's sister?
Yeah, that's, no. Ashley's aunt's good friend.
Good friend.
Oh, well, that's awesome, man. Well, yeah, we're happy to be able to help out, and we're grateful for you guys coming in today, man, and just being a part of our lives and just helping us learn about auctioning.
Yeah.
If I ever want to get
Fun
rid of
stuff.
something, dude.
Yeah,
if I want to get rid of someone, I'll call a hitman, but if I want to get rid of something.
Call an auctioneer.
Yeah, fast,
baby.
Fast, baby.
Yeah, that's the kick.
Cam, Spanky, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, man, you bet. Let's get one more call on the way out, all right?
All right.
Cam, can you take us out?
Yeah, 20 grand. I got a 20. Now 2. I got a $20,000. Now 2. Now 4. I got a 6, 8. I got a $21,000. 21. Yep, 21. Now 2. I got a 4, 6. I got a 8. I got a 21, 8. I got a all in, all done. I have a sold 21, 6. Buyer number 1, 2, 3.
Sold.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it just for you. And now I've been moving way too fast on the runaway train with a